During the 1970s, kitchens were brightened up with loud floral patterns. Rather than just painting the walls a solid color, kitchens were usually wallpapered, which added an abundance of these colorful flowers to the walls. New wallpaper was an easy way to dress up any kitchen, and it was offered in thousands of colors and patterns, which made it feel like a custom addition to your kitchen. The floral wallpaper fad would last through the end of the 70s, and as taste changed, the floral wall covering became seen as a tacky, dated look. There was no other kitchen flooring in the 1970s that was more ubiquitous than patterned linoleum. This flooring was beloved by working moms because it was tough and very easy to clean. Floor manufacturers even marketed these floors as not needing routine waxing, which saved you the hassle. The designs were also anything but plain. Linoleum was available in a wide variety of crazy patterns and color schemes that matched the interior design trends of the 70s perfectly. Once consigned to just patios and porches, rattan furniture became a hot addition to kitchens in the 1970s. Dining and breakfast bar chairs everywhere began to be swapped out with the more casual and natural-looking rattan or wicker options as the decade progressed. The natural furniture or even decorative baskets added a layer of texture to the 1970s kitchens, which makes sense because it went great with the macrame wall decor that started showing up on walls across the country. How many of you remember the interior shutters that were used to close up the kitchen pass-through? Sometimes there was a breakfast bar counter there, but other times it was just a window to the living room or dining room that could be opened or closed for privacy. The shutters gave you options, and at the time, people just weren't sure if they wanted a more open concept. So these louvered dividers seem to have solved the problem. It may have been the patriotic feeling people were having with the upcoming bicentennial, or maybe just great timing. But colonial accents in the kitchen came back with a vengeance in the 1970s. Not only did you see more ornate wood-turned furniture, but you would also commonly see symbols of America adorning cabinets and walls, just like this metal bald eagle found on the overhead vent. During the 1970s, vinyl tablecloths were proudly spread over kitchen tables everywhere. These convenient table toppers were very easy to clean just by wiping up the mess, and they didn't require a wash every time Kool-Aid was spilled on them. They also came in a variety of designs that matched anyone's kitchen taste. They were basically the linoleum flooring for your kitchen table. A party just wasn't a party without a hot pot of cheese for dipping. Having a fondue set with the little forks made eating more fun, and I can't imagine a 1970s get-together without one of these fondue sets. Whether you were dedicating an entire meal to dipping bread and veggies, or you just wanted it for an appetizer, fondue made a huge mark on the 1970s kitchen. Another kitchen gadget that became big in the 1970s was the crock pot. As women were entering the workforce in huge numbers, the crock pot was marketed directly to them and their families. The popularity of the handy slow cooker soared, and sales rose to $93 million by 1975. The virtues of the crock pot are still going strong today, but the 1970s made it the easiest way to make dinner. Not to mention, it would be ready just as you were coming home from work. In the 1970s, using a standard knife was ancient history. Moms and dads now just needed to squeeze a trigger and let technology do the cutting. The electric knife just made cutting easier. They weren't, however, the most sturdy or even sharpest knives on the market, but at least you didn't have to spend time sawing through that dry turkey on Thanksgiving. Illustrated designs, especially of fruits and vegetables, were common on kitchenware in the 1970s. Among the most popular were mushrooms, which showed up on everything well into the late 70s. The painted and sometimes embossed designs could be found on cookware, canister sets, trivets, kitchen towels, and even clocks. For some, the mushroom trend was such a craze that entire kitchens got a mushroom overhaul during this decade. The natural theme that decorated the floral walls and mushroom-accented countertops of kitchens in the 70s was capped off with the addition of live houseplants. Plants like pothos, spider plants, and ferns would drape down and complement the natural wood finishes of your kitchen. With the very first Earth Day being held in 1970, people seemed to be inspired to bring the outdoors inside, and kitchens benefited greatly from this trend. If you enjoyed this video, check out the description for links that help support the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching.